Well, you've asked me for this video, I had to obviously bring it. Arsenal versus Manchester United, probable starting 11. You know what the match preview always holds into this channel. Those that follow me at the United Matters channel have already gotten done with the chapter at Manchester United, and I'm here to obviously get done with this chapter here at the Rokani Media Football as we talk Arsenal and very many others. Smash the like button, comment and share. Arsenal needs this game badly. Why? Liverpool is cruising, and the worst result that Arsenal can get from this game is a win, because they need to win. The only result that Arsenal needs in this game is to win this game of football and see to it they obviously get back to winning. They obviously continue that winning stretch of games that they've gonna hit obviously be on ever since they returned from the international break, beating Nottingham 3-0, going out Sporting Lisbon, beating them by 5-1, and going to a London derby in East London where West Ham is and beating them by 5-2. What does that mean? It means that Arsenal have been on a good run. United, 3 games played, 2 wins and 1 draw. But Arsenal fans are really geared up and they know to it that United is at its weakest, you know. And for Manchester United, they are just trying to obviously understand the system of the manager. This is what is obviously going to be making it hard for them to obviously penetrate to where they're expected to be as a side of Manchester United. So, as it stands, it's really going to be a little bit tricky for the club of Manchester United, and we are obviously going to be here waiting to see how everything is really going to be panning out into the mix. And as the club of Manchester United, obviously, they don't have injured players, by the way, because when you look at all their squad, all the players are variable. They are variable, apart from the 2 that have gonna hit obviously suspended because of accumulating yellow cards. Lisandro Martinez and Kobe Mainoo went ahead to obviously get yellow cards in the game of Everton that United played over the weekend that ended 4-0, and they're out of this game. They'll return in the weekend when United entertains Nottingham Forest at Old Trafford. You get Lenny Yoro has travelled with the side or with the club of Manchester United, and we've gone ahead obviously put in a required shift altogether. So let's continue and see how United will stand and how Arsenal will stand. When you go to the club of Arsenal, obviously Partey, Gabriel Magalhaes, Ricardo Carafiori, Mikel Merino all have trained today with the club of Arsenal, and we are waiting to see whether they'll be with the squad tonight at the team hotel as they prepare to go to Emirates to play Manchester United. But all these teams are really having almost 99% of their squad fully fit. For Arsenal, there is only one player I think who is really out totally and cannot be considered for making the squad. That is Tomiyasu. But the rest of the players are readily available. So these managers are not meeting for the very first time, because the last time they met in Lisbon, 2-2, season of 2022-2023. Then when they came at the Emirates, it ended 1-1. Trossard, first half lead. Then you remember that goal that was scored against Aaron Ramsdale, you know, past the center, just like 2-3 foot past the center, hit that ball and it went in the back of the net. Arsenal got chances, you know, balls deflected off the posts, and then they went to penalties, and Martinelli was the reason as to why Arsenal was knocked out, because he went ahead to miss out on a penalty. You remember that very well. So United comes into this game of football in their 9th, 19 points. Arsenal is 6 points ahead of Manchester United, and Arsenal is 25 points. They are second, and they know to it that they need to obviously keep winning and winning and winning and winning and winning, and because Liverpool is really having a very good stretch of winning games. Beating City over the weekend took them to 9 points ahead of Arsenal and 11 points ahead of City. So those are the position of these teams as we speak right about now. Now, let's talk about let's talk about the probable starting 11 for the club of Arsenal, as they prepare to take out Manchester United. The combined 11 is really going to be coming in through. In the morning. Now, let's get straight into this. And I'm going to be sharing the probable starting 11 for the side of Manchester United versus Arsenal onto the community channel of this channel. And you guys will obviously watch it for all you are really interested. Now, in goal, no doubt, David Raya is obviously going to be the main man in between the stages for the club of Arsenal. You know that very well. And you cannot come out and obviously rule him out when it comes to obviously keeping Arsenal in games every time. Raya is really the man, one of the best goalkeepers. And by the way, when the combined 11 comes in through, it's really going to be hard for me to choose on who is really going to be in between the stitches. But I know I'll obviously bring in the stats and facts, and we'll see who obviously plays ahead of the other. David Raya, no doubt about it. Then right back, it's going to be Julian Timber. That is it. Julian Timber is going to be played as the right back for the club of Arsenal into this encounter. He's really playing a very pivotal role, and we are waiting to see how he's really going to be doing it when he's playing against Manchester United. Left back, I know Ricardo Carafiori. He is really going to be part of this encounter, I tell you. However, match was taken off and the manager is like, he really had some little bit of knee goals, but I know there is no way you don't play him in this game, because the rest of the games that Arsenal really left with are really okay. But when you're playing a team like Manchester United, you need to be having your best players onto the pitch. And I tell you, Carafiori has best attributes. First season in the Premier League, not yet hit his ceiling as far as he was playing in Italy. But he has given us flashes of what a good player looks like, and he gives them a lot going forward. But his hugest task is really going to be how is he going to really adapt to the attack of Amadi Diallo, because Amadi Diallo looks like he's that special player at the club of Manchester United, and I've gone ahead obviously emphasize it everywhere I've been, that there is only one player at Manchester United who does what he does and no other player can do it. That is Amadi Diallo. When you look at how he pressed, how he obviously goes ahead, obviously attack, it's really important, So, Carafiori might really have a busy day depending on how Ahmad really goes ahead to behave into that encounter. Central defense, obviously Saliba, right-sided centre-back, left-sided centre-back. I know Gabriel Magalhaes is really going to be given a very huge goal. I tell you, he's going to be given a very huge goal into that game and encounter. Do you know why? One, he trained today. The manager says assessment is really going to be done. But I tell you, those are mind games of Mikel Arteta. He really doesn't want to see Ruben Amorim really getting the exact squad of Arsenal. But if I might tell you, you know what it means when you're really having Gabriel Magalhaes. Sorry about that. He's a player meant to play big games. And set piece threat, you know him better. Looks like that is going to be even his second name, because he has so far scored 3 goals in the Premier League from set pieces. And you saw to it that Arsenal now has a new art of bringing set pieces. They cocoon at the far post and they make nearby post runs. That's what Arsenal is doing into the moment, and that makes them stand out. Then we go to the midfield. Partey was out in the game of West Ham, but this time round, having gone ahead of it to train with the team today, I anticipate he's really gonna get a start. He's really gonna get a start in this game of football. That is Thomas Partey for you. He has been one of the best CDMs in the Premier League, and if it wasn't the performance of, if it was not for the performance of Gravenberch, I think Partey would have gone ahead to be the best CDM in the Premier League this season. But obviously, the best CDM so far is Gravenberch, and I think Thomas Partey really follows. Then Moise Caicedo comes in through for the role he's really playing at Chelsea. So that is what we are really having right now here. So, and I tell you what, nothing is really going to stop us from really seeing Partey really get into there, unless otherwise, you know, there is what we call a let fitness test failed. But I know Partey will be pushing to play games like this because he knows that his team is really going to need him more than ever. And I know he will really force himself into coming in through and representing for the club of Arsenal. You understand? Now, after that, people that are really going to be playing alongside him, obviously it's going to be Declan Rice, no doubts about that. And the other one, Captain Fantastic Martin Odegaard, a player I refer to as the glue to the club of Arsenal. And he gives them a better attack. He gives them a better control of the game, the composure in the final third, and him being a threat, you know, anywhere, you know, even if he's in the first third of the pitch, he can obviously release, do a pass. Second, third, he can do the same. Final third of the stadium, he can really create lots of moments, magic, and so on and so forth. That is the midfield three for the club of Arsenal. Now, when you go to the forwards, obviously, man in form, Bukayo Saka, 10 assists with 5 goals in the Premier League, will obviously be putting in a very huge shift onto that side. Then the left attacking midfielder, fresh from not being used in the game of West Ham, that is Gabriel Martinelli. I know he's really going to be starting. Then Kai Havertz leading the line. I think he's having 5 goals this season in the Premier League. So when you look at that composure of the team, I think that's how Arteta is really going to be lining up as he faces on Manchester United. Significant battles, Saka, you know, he's really going to be taking on a Luke Shaw because Lisandro Martinez is really suspended. Martinelli, obviously, Mazarawi, sometimes Dallo will be obviously tracking back. The dynamics of a 3-4-2-1 system are really hard to really know in as far as the defensive sense is really concerned, because Amadi Diallo is being played as a right wing back, but he has to attack and defend. So I just can't wait to see how my team that I support is really going to be taking on the club of Arsenal. And the manager of Arsenal, Arteta, is on pressure because he knows to it that he cannot allow this to happen. He cannot allow Arsenal losing to Manchester United. You understand? He's like, that can't really happen. I have to obviously put in a very huge shift in there for you. Ruben Amorim, this is going to be his 4th Premier League game. Out of the previous 3 he's going to hit to play or manage at the club of Manchester United. He has he has played 2 Premier League games, won 1 and drawn 1. You understand? So, is Arsenal going to give us a very huge welcome to the Premier League baptism of fire? Yes or no? I'm waiting for that into the comment section below. So, that is my probable starting 11 for how Arsenal is really going to be looking into the mix. So, anything that relates to that, go into the comment section and really tell me what your thoughts are about it. Let's go to the head-to-head stats that you people will really need to base to, even me, to obviously see to it that I give you my reaction or prediction. One, Arsenal have won their last 3 Premier League games against Man United. They've never won 4 in a row against the Red Devils in their league history. That is Arsenal for you. So, what are those 3 games that we're talking about that we've lost in a row? Now, last season, we were beaten at the Emirates. They beat us at Old Trafford. The other previous one, they had beat us 3-2. And the other one, where Ralph Rangnick was the interim manager, it ended 3-1. So, secondly, Man United have lost 7 of their last 9 Premier League away games against Arsenal. 1 draw, 1 win, and a winless in 6 visits to the Emirates. 1 draw, 5 losses, losing the last 3 in a row. Obviously, at Emirates, last 3 in a row has ended in favor of Arsenal, and United have walked away with 0 points. You understand? Thirdly, Arsenal's last 3 Premier League home games against Manchester United have seen them win 3-1, 3-2, 3-1. The last team to score 3+ goals in more consecutive home games against the Red Devils were the Gunners themselves, who did so 7 times in a row between 1970 and 1978. So you really hear that. We need to obviously see to it that we really put in and see how things are really going to be happening. Then lastly, Arsenal have won just 2 of their 17 evening kickoffs. All right, 7 p.m. or later against Man United in the Premier League. 9 draws, 6 losses, though one of those was in their most recent home game. So that is it. Lastly, Man United have won 6 of their last 7 midweek Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday Premier League games, with these games producing 38 goals in total. And by the way, if you never knew, for the previous 2 encounters that Man United has gone ahead to obviously really play at the Emirates, United have been the first to score. In the season of 2022-2023, it was who scored first? It was Marcus Rashford, right? And then last season, obviously, it was Marcus Rashford again who went ahead and obviously scored. So at the look of things, it is really very important to note that United in the previous 2 games have gone ahead obviously take the lead, but Arsenal has always gone ahead obviously come from behind, level up the game, and then even score more 2 goals to obviously win that fixture. So I think it's really going to be a hard one. It's not going to be an easy one, but as I've already said at my channel, United Matters channel, we are not standing any chance to win this game of football. If we win it, I think Arsenal would have gone ahead obviously switch off to the fullest. But right now, I think it's hard for us to obviously come out and really say that we are really going to survive this side of Arsenal. At the Emirates, 60,000 capacity seater as a stadium. I tell you, a lot has to be done by the club of Manchester United. The players have not to do anything wrong. Because if you look at the game of Everton, in the first 30 minutes, I think would have gone ahead to concede if at all we were playing an elite team. You get an elite team, but Everton really lacked quality, into that final third after pressing us very well and making us lose those balls. Obviously, it's not really going to go down as expected and as planned. So that is exactly how everything is really panning out for the game of Arsenal versus Man United. And that is my probable starting 11. I'm calling in for your probable starting 11. Who do you want in? Who do you want out? But Arteta has gone ahead and obviously addressed his pre-match press conference. And I'm going to really be doing some videos about them very soon here to see to it that you guys really are kept into the know about what the game of football is really going to be about tomorrow as Arsenal hosts Manchester United into the mix. And I've gone ahead to see certain people really surrendering the trophy to Liverpool now. Never make that mistake. Even if Arsenal loses and Liverpool is at 12 points ahead of them, I tell you, that won't give them guarantee that the trophy is done, because we are still having very many games to go. And do you know how the second season is really going to obviously happen or occur? The answer is no. The second half of the season I'm talking about. So your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. I see a 3-1 win for the club of Arsenal, and I've already said for this game, the best I see United doing this game is a draw. I don't see United collecting 3 points at the London Stadium. Sorry, it's not the London, it's the Emirates Stadium. And if they ever do that and collect 3 points, I'm really going to be shocked. I know the game of football, any result is possible, but I tell you, Arsenal is looking a better side. I sign out for now. See you later. Bye-bye.